before we do that. But anyways, so the plan is today is to work on the pedal, the mount and the pedal itself, work on the linkage, try and get that all sorted out. There's going to be some turning on the old lathe, so we'll do that today, and then I'll run you all through some ideas for what I have of what we're going to try and attempt with this pedal. Now whether it comes out like that or not, we'll see. But I hope you all enjoy. If y'all like what we're doing here, you know what to do. So we'll get to it. So first up here, we got that plate I had made previously. So the stock Harley kickstand uses these 5/16 bolts that have nuts on the back. This is the original pedal, original shifter pedal and foot peg mount. So I got some 3/8 inch stainless, and I copied these mount holes over to it. The 3/8 is thick enough that I could actually tap it. So now we no longer have a nut on the back. It's just straight in there. So I only have 2 bolts in it right now because that mount is, the kickstand mount's a Asian piece of shit that doesn't really mount very well. It doesn't align with the holes that were on the factory style mount, so I gotta tweak it a little bit to get the other 2 holes lined up. But so the plan is, I have this piece here, this pedal, stainless assembly I'd made for the other side. So knurled it on the lathe, as you see here, did some knurling and bent it up. So what I'd really like to do is keep it the same as the brake, if I can. I know a lot of people mount them up high, but I like to keep the same style, where it comes under the peg and mounts out front. That way, from side to side, it looks symmetrical. So today we're gonna turn this little guy here. That's where our actual pedal mounts, so we can fit this bronze bushing inside, and then do all that. So you see on this side, the original mount was a big chrome piece. I just built this really simple 3/8 stainless on this side, mashed up the holes, cut it out with my trusty Milwaukee Porter band. Use that thing for everything. It's been a lifesaver. But we're going to try and replicate that on this side. So we'll see what comes of that. But like I was talking about before, these are these bushings. These are just standard off-the-shelf bushings I got from Tractor Supply. I got a few of them. That way, if it ever wears out, I can just replace the bushing and don't have to replace the whole pedal. So trying to do a little future thinking here. So the plan is, we have this right here. This is 1 inch wide. It matches the other side. So I'm going to try and get this pedal in here somewhere. I'm going to bring the pedal itself. The plan is bring the pedal, kind of mimic the other side as you see it, bend it around this guy, and have some sort of mount here that we can mount on it. So we'll see how that goes. It might be a little too tight in here. I might have to come up with something else. With the way the bolts are for the pegs, and we have all this mount stuff and whatnot up here. So we might not be able to put it here. We might have to move it up, or just to get clearance. So might have to go up here. But first thing we need to do is turn a bushing for the end of this, so we can fit our bushing and have some sort of sleeve to actually mount. All right, so after that, the plan is, or what I'm envisioning anyway, is a rod will come out the back side. We'll build a shaft that runs through the bushing, through this plate. We'll have 2 of these flange bearing bushings. We'll put one on each side, that way it can ride against it and doesn't eat itself. So there'll be one on this side, one on the other side. Then we'll have our arm come up out the back, put a bend in it so it's straight. And then I have this 3/16 rod here. This is also stainless. This is all 304. The 3/8 plate is 3/16. That's just what they had at Metal Supermarket off their drop rack. So we're going to run that back here. we're going to try and fish it in here. That clutch lever, still need to bend it up in order to clear the chain, the belt drive and stuff. So I need to put a bend in it. It'll probably end up somewhere up around here. So, and then the plan is to put either this this joint on here, this heim joint, or a smaller one. I'll probably have to get a smaller one because this one's pretty big. It's 3/8 bolt and looks like 3/8 rod. So there's only a 1/2 inch rod here for our clutch release shaft. So probably gonna have to order a smaller one. So we'll figure that out when we get to that. But the clutch release arm is one that I had built. On this side, this is actually the little fork lever that goes inside of the transmission housing here. This is actually what goes on the other end of the shaft and what pushes against the clutch rod in order to release the clutch. So this is hardened. My bandsaw did not like cutting it, of course. But if you see, I got it tight right now, but on the back side, I just cut the ears off and then I beveled the shaft and did a few passes with the old TIG welder. And it's pretty strong. I've manipulated it a few times and it works pretty well. As you see, we did all these copper lines on here. They just had he had a bunch of transmission cooler line on here and it didn't really fit. So I had all this copper tubing that I had from the Sportster build. I figured we'd try it. So we have the, I forget what these are called, these fittings here, but I got them from Twisted Cycles. They have rubber inside of them to allow this thing to move. And then on this end, I have a flare tool that I bought for brake lines, but it has the right fitting to do these flares. So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, it won't leak. I know a lot of people have their opinions on that and leaking and whatnot, but we still have one rubber line on here because this is my main feed line. I'm gonna switch that out after we change the oil because it's brand new oil and I really don't feel like draining the whole tank just to do the line. So once we put some miles on it, we'll get that done. But yeah, let's get started on this and we'll see where we end up. So got the lathe over here. This morning I did a little preventive maintenance. These ways right here, these are wipers. So they just have a brass cover with some heavy felt. Basically all they do is they wipe the ways off to keep any debris from getting under the carriage and grooving it. As you can see, this right here is the original flaking. This is what they do from the factory when this thing was built. It allows oil to deposit on the ways and lubricate. As you see on our ways, they are a bit worn. Like I said, this thing is built in '55. As you can see here, it's been in several hands. So we got the Navy, you know, Nord was on there, below the watch. These lathes were originally built as screw cutting machines, so you know, a lot of people have used them over the years. They're very trustworthy. There's a lot of companies that rebuild them, but we got these here on our tailstock. We cleaned all those up, all that brass. These things were pretty gross. Honestly, I don't know if the felt has ever been changed. I am missing some here. I have my taper attachment that was part of this. It's missing a couple pieces. There's a chip guard that goes back here and connects to this part. They had a light on here. There's actually a handle that goes on here and locks this into the taper so that you can actually use the taper attachment. When you use it, this screw here, your slide gets disconnected and it runs off this taper back here that you set rather than running straight off the ways. So that this will actually, whatever degrees or I think it's inches, taper per inches. You can kind of see it there. This other side has degrees. But wherever you set that at, whatever taper you want, it'll run off that taper back there, those blocks. Anyway, So I'll set you guys up here, and we're gonna turn some tooling and see what happens. So stay tuned. All right, so we have a piece of 1.25 inch stainless set up here. This is going to be the base of our pedal that goes on that gets the bushing in. It goes on the shaft. This is 1.25 inches. We're just going to skim the outside. First, we'll face it to get it clean. It's still from where they cut it with the bandsaw, so we'll clean that up. Then we'll do a skim cut on the outside to get this thing even, to make sure it's fully round. Then we'll drill our center and do our bore, and go from there. There we go. That looks pretty good on the end. Now we'll turn the OD and just do a skim cut, get it all even. First, I'm going to set our 7/8, that way we just got to turn a little bit off the other end. Gives us plenty of room, just in case we do turn it, fuck it up. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Change my feet. Does a lot nicer job. Put it back in gear. There we go. Got this really nice surface finish on there. Should work out pretty well. Alright, so now we just gotta spot drill the end. That way we can get our drill bit in there. Half-inch spot drill here. Lock that in. We're going to drill this at 1 inch. Cutting fluid. The transmission out of gear. Let's feed it in. There we go, got our center. Drill bit drill. I'm just going to go with 5/16 drill bit to start it off. Make us a hole. Yeah, I heard it jamming up in there. We got to our 2 inches, but drill bit ain't happy. So not happy at all. Got some 11/16 here. That's what I used last time we cut this. And then we'll drill it out as far as we can. I got a boring bar, a 1/2 inch boring bar to go in here and see how things go. Get us back to our inch mark. Mark it down. Alright, so we got this 1/2 inch boring bar here. We're going to try to set this thing up. I don't really have the right tool for it. I need to make a bushing. I have an Aloris tool post that I'm going to put that on. So, but until then, let's see how it does here. All right, there we go. That'll do right there. Now, like I said, first time I've used this one, so we'll see what happens here. Let's see where our hole ended up at. And get some micrometers. So like we're at 691 thousandths. Our bushing around 752 thousandths on the small end, 751. So we need to take about 60 thousandths out. So we'll see how this does, and hopefully it will hit where we need to. One other thing we're going to do on these, which I did on the other one, is drilled it, or I bored it for this main part, but then I also countersunk this lip so it fits in here. So then this is flush with the outside. So once we do this inner part, get that to where we need it to go, we'll do this counter bore for that. Little girl can still put it in there. We're almost there. Probably could call that it, because that goes in there pretty good. But we'll do this outside counterbore now. Right over an inch. About 3/1000ths over an inch, looks like. Two, 3/1000ths. So we'll do this counterbore so this guy will fit in here and it'll be all nice and flush. We gotta go all about 94,000ths deep. Back in here, touch it off, reset our 0. There we go. 752, need all, let me take about 250,000ths out. We'll probably just do about 20 of them. There we go. Still basically a little scratch pass just to clean it up a little bit. The inside looks really nice. It's nice and snug. Yeah, I think that's going to fit. Yeah, it's going to fit pretty well there. So we got this end done. All I got to do is change out my tool post, put my parting tool on. I don't have a parting tool for this tool post, so I'm going to put my Loris on. There we go. The bad boy's hot, so I ain't touching it, but definitely gonna have to give me a better parting tool. And so, well, I got this one in here. Go ahead and face this off real quick. That way next time I go to use it, it'll be good to go. Put that guy down, let him cool off, and put some air on him in a minute. Take my deburring tool I got here. There we go. Alright, there we go. Got our little bushing there. Alright. Now we gotta do, weld these together. Once we figure out what we're gonna do for our pedal, this will get welded here, and then I can press that bushing in here. Yeah. Yeah, you see how the thing's cooled down, so it's already changed. So that should be a good tight fit in there once we get it in there. So yeah, that'll be good. So now coming back over here to the bike, my bushing just rolled away. It's not very happy with me. Well, I don't know if we're going to put the pedal down here or where. I might just end up putting it up here, somewhere up here. It'd be a lot easier, honestly. But if I put it up there, then I can just put a little rod to go back. It won't match the other side, but functionality wise, it'll be a lot easier to do. A lot simpler, a lot less shit to go wrong. So yeah, so we'll see. This may end up changing my plan here totally. This thing that we just machined, may machine it down and may weld it onto here, and then make a whole nother shaft that we mount our pedal to. Probably what's going to happen. We'll cut this thing down. We'll put us a big old hole in here, inset this guy, weld it, and then our bushing will go in here, and then our pedal will build a whole nother piece out here. So like I said, my plans change usually within a minute usually. So but yeah, that's where we're at. So I think we'll from here that'll probably conclude our machine for the day. So yeah, so you all see I'm not exactly a expert machinist. There's plenty of those on the internet, especially A-Bomb, Adam Booth. He does a really great job of manual machining. So if you want to learn how to do it the right way, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of his stuff. There's a lot of really good manual machinists on YouTube, and, you know, throughout social media that do a really good job, have a lot of experience, and can teach you a lot of things. But yeah, I think that'll do it for now. We'll pick it back up later and hopefully have some sort of clutch pedal thing going on. So see you guys, and take care.